as we're shuffling up for the round number 3 in this old school event, again, like this is a Swedish event, which means that no non-English cards are allowed in this tournament. It is Alpha, Beta, Unlimited, and then the 4 expansions: Arabian Night, the Dark, Legend, and Antiquities.
Yeah, exactly. And
I
think you got it this time.
Nice.
Will you stream all your games in the Legacy tournament? Well, I might. We might like cover the top 8 of that tournament, but unfortunately, you'll have to stick to his Twitter to get the live updates.
Right. So yeah, we are also both on Twitter. So if you haven't followed us, just give it a shot. We are in the first game. This is round number 3. Game number 1. Patrick Borg against Mats Furby.
Yep.
And in the past couple of rounds, we saw a lot of like mono green decks.
Running the table.
Dude, it's kind of unreal. It's not even like the most expensive deck by any means. It's maybe like the cheapest deck out there, just doing a lot of work.
Definitely.
Right?
Just everything in Magic is like contextual, so if high-powered decks are like the best ones like in a vacuum, you can just forget about it, because there will be some disruptive hate bear style deck that will like prey on that strategy, leave dead cards in your hand and kill you with demotivating things like Giant Growth Berserk and stuff like that. So
dude, I love it so much. Like, this is like one of the cool things, which really makes you come back to the game even after like almost like 20 years or so.
Yeah, it's even pushing 30. It's almost 30. Next year's 30.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it's insane. I know because I went to the 25th anniversary PT.
Yeah.
So that's what and that's like some years ago. So that's what I'm navigating after. But it doesn't feel like 30 years. It's
that's
pretty
crazy,
insane.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm getting old. Yeah. But,
So we see some cool playmats. The one in the bottom is the Mark Tedian artwork.
Nice.
He's visiting the venue, like signing. He's altering. He's making some cool stuff. And I was just told by the organizer that tomorrow they're going to alter a Black Lotus.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Holy shit! Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, man.
It really is. Yeah. So
that's a big deal.
We're gonna keep you guys posted for that one for sure. Yeah, tomorrow is Modern. That is true. Tomorrow I'll be streaming the main event alongside Andrea Mengucci and Simon Nielsen. But today it's old school, and I was able to hijack a 1/3 drop player from a random guy off the street. No, but really, I thought you would be like perfect mix. You have some knowledge of the format. You're good company. You're good entertainment. I think you fit the profile perfectly.
Yeah, well, let's keep it fun. Let's keep it entertaining. As we see the opening hands in this round, I already do see some blue-white action for Patrick. I saw like a Savannah Lines, alongside a couple of like islands or plains. I think this could be a fun one.
Yeah. Yes, Kai can read the chat. He's just sometimes too shy to take the compliments,
Dude,
so I read it out loud instead.
Yeah, generally like a shy boy here.
Yeah.
Also, I gotta say, like, I really do appreciate the playmat on the top as well. I think old school people, like more than in any other format, like they really just put a lot of like effort and time into their like lifestyle, MTG lifestyle. I want to say,
definitely.
Right?
Yeah, it's more than a hobby at this point.
Right. It's like customizing all the playmats, doing some fanciest tokens, alterations and whatnot. Oh man.
So the deck on the top from Patrick, does it look like straight blue-white, or is it just obvious that he's also running like Demonic Tutor and Mind Twist for a splash?
It's not obvious, but given that there were only basic lands in Patrick's deck, I wouldn't be surprised if this is like straight up blue-white.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if the Black Splash, without the Black Splash, we'll be missing out on like powerful stuff like Demonic Tutor and Mind Twist, for the most part. But again, at the same time, you also have more consistency. As we saw in the past rounds, that was like a huge issue for some.
It really was.
For some games,
One Ice Storm coupled with maybe like a Strip Mine, and the deck just felt like it couldn't function.
Yeah.
So that's something we see in other formats as well, like decks with cheaper curves trying to take advantage of decks with higher curves by creating some symmetric mana situation via cards like Wasteland. So this is pretty similar, I feel like.
Yeah. Okay, I think it looks like Mats is taking a mulligan here, but again, mulligan in old school not as painful as in other formats. I want to say, because like some of the cards in those decks are so powerful that it's almost worth mulliganing into those cards,
Yeah,
right? Such as like a Time Twister, for example, or like a Wheel of Fortune. You know, they're simply gonna reset everything.
Yeah, definitely some cards that can buy back the card
wow.
advantage loss. Yeah, this is
Check
cool.
this out. That's a Triskelion.
Yeah,
Holy moly, that's
I think I also see a Felwar. Is that Ank of Mishra or Felwar Stone next to the Mana Vault?
that's a Felva Stone. I think, yeah.
Yeah, because Ank of Mishra
Okay.
would seem a little out of place. I'm sure it's
That is
can be
interesting.
quite good
Oh
against.
wow! Like, do you know like the best answer to a Savannah line?
the
No,
best.
like, do you know the best answer to the first 3 Savannah lines?
Okay, I see where you're going. So, quick question here: Mishra's
man.
Workshop, is that card restricted in this format? I would guess so.
I gotta look that one up. I actually don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can help us out here. But
My guess is yes. Oh, is that Ball Lightning? Okay, I feel like this is awesome. This is like Big Burn. Workshop is restricted in Swedish. Okay, thank you very much. We'll just
sweet.
trust
Okay.
that. That's the same as looking it up. Ask
Yeah.
an expert in the chat.
awesome. Thank you so much, chat.
Silverstone
I think it
developed-
does make a lot of sense because if only one strip mine, I think otherwise you would just go
Yeah.
absolutely crazy. With
Yeah,
more
but then
workshops.
I don't think the format has that much payoff. I can't think of much aside from Triskelion.
there's also like this thing called Tetraverse.
I was
it's
about to call it Penta, but that's like a newer card. But
I think that was the one in Mirrodin, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pentavus. Yeah.
So there's a Tetraverse, and there's also Suchi, which is
Yeah.
a 4-mana
Mox
4/4.
Workshop 4/4 or Juggernaut.
Yeah,
I guess Suchi is better than Juggernaut because of Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt.
that's still okay. It's not as embarrassing.
So Felwarstone on both sides of the table. At least I know that card because I played some Commander at some point, and Felwarstone was actually a playable card in that
Right.
context. So this could be like big red
Yeah, I
Ball
dig it.
Lightning. That's very dedicated.
Okay.
This is six mana.
This looks like a good timing for a
Triskelion.
Triskelion, just already they're ready
Yeah.
to take down this Savannah line.
Yeah, getting rid of it right away.
Immediately.
Yep, definitely. So, cool dynamic here is the Felwar Stone on Matt's side of the table is a blue and white mana rock, and the Felwar Stone on Patrick's side of the table is a red mana rock.
Right.
And I don't think they can take advantage of either colors, but it's still like colorless to do whatever.
Yeah.
So just develop another Felwar Stone and pass the turn. So how did the Mana Vault untap there?
I think the Mana Vault should probably stay tapped as there is like the upkeep cost of paying 4 mana to otherwise
Mana Vault, skulle gerne være tappet her. I just messaged the other one maybe.
I think we fix it immediately.
They fixed it. They fixed it.
That's good. Okay, cool. Be back.
So
Nice.
we're within striking distance
Right.
from the table. So, but
Yep.
yeah, thank you guys for also helping out in the chat.
Okay, and again, man, another Savannah line just getting hit by Triskelion.
So
like this
when-
Triskelion is looking real juicy.
When you said what's the best way of killing 3
I
Savannah
mean,
lines,
we're almost through,
we're almost there.
almost there. And yeah,
So that's the cool thing about Triskelion. So even though now it killed 2 Savannah lines, but it's still like
it's still like 2-2,
chugging away at the life total of Patrick.
and even if you kill that, it can still like ping your opponent. Like, it
Yep.
never really feels good to disenchant a
Yep.
Triskelion, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
okay. As we do see the
So
disenchant finally.
Triskelion dealt some damage and ate 3 cards off of Patrick. That's insane.
That's pretty good. That's almost like an ancestral recall. at
It
this
really,
point, right?
it really is. It's a good way
That's
to
like the brown ancestral recall. This game.
to bounce back from the mulligan as well.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So there, Matt's had 4 unused mana. I'm not quite sure what happened there with the Mana Vault. I thought you can only untap it in your draw step.
You have to pay the cost in your upkeep. No,
I think it's draw step or upkeep. But anyway, it looked like he did it end of turn here. But maybe I didn't pay enough attention.
okay.
He paid an upkeep.
But didn't untap.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Leslie.
Okay.
So Ball Lightning is 3 mana, deal 6 sometimes.
Another classic. And what I like here is that Patrick, he does have a mana drain, but he opts to not use it for the
Yeah.
Ball Lightning because it is not lethal
Yep.
And I think what Patrick's kind of like, like he's kind of trying to save the his counters for like the actual threats, such as like a Wheel of Fortune maybe, or like another Triskelion, stuff
the
like
threats
that.
that kind of have more longevity than just deal 6, go to the yard.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the value play.
As we see immediately, like the mana drain,
So I'm excited to see. I want to see a Brain Geyser here. What about you?
I want to see any spell with X. Just Brain Geyser would be phenomenal.
So worth noting is that the Sarah Angel in Patrick's hand is uncastable at the
And
moment.
I do think there is indeed a Brain Geyser in Patrick's hand. Oh my goodness.
So he chooses. Well, let's see what he chooses, because he chooses to float 1 and draw 5. I mean, he's the expert. I would have gone for some more, but I guess he's not a greedy guy. I guess that's the problem. There's the second white, and now he looks like a genius because he counted this out.
Nice.
So if he leaves 1 mana floating and draws into a plains, he can tap out for Sarah Angel.
I like that so much. I like that so much.
That's why he's 2-0 and I'm sitting here.
Right. Yeah, it looks like there is. I think there's like a Black Lotus in Patrick's hand as well as another Angel, I believe.
I think it's next to a balance.
Oh, it might also be a balance. Yeah.
I think it's like Disenchant and Balance, the white cards, but I'm not sure.
Right. Interesting. Okay, as we go like just straight up both face. Patrick's only weakness in this game is probably like his super low life total, being at 5 life. And check this out. This is so.
I just realized Mana Vault is not restricted.
It is not. No, it's not.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So that's okay. So that's kind of like a bad workshop, but it's still good.
It's like it's almost like a colorless dark ritual.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about like powering out Triskelion and stuff. Then it's a bad.
It is. Yeah.
Like,
you can say that.
But it's still like pretty cool here.
Oh wow. And also, we do see that Matt's deck is indeed not mono red.
It isn't.
Yeah, we see a Demonic Tutor.
And the Mind Twist, I believe.
Oh wow! Oh my goodness! Yeah, that's crazy.
Mind Twist and Mana Vault. But yeah, I guess Mana Vault. You need like specific colorless heavy spells for it to be good. And I also just love the fact that Patrick has his big beer over there.
Right. Yeah,
it's just awesome, right?
This is literally like $1,000. No, not even $1,000. This is like millions and millions of dollars on the table. But just.
Yeah, this is just. This is awesome. I mean, maybe the bar was closed and they chose to play here instead. It's just awesome.
Oh man. Oh wow, there is the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah,
again.
I would guess most decks just play it because the cost is so little.
Matt
opts
opts to play his card instead, though. So he might have to wait until he can like activate the Library of Alexandria. But again,
also note that no black mana. It's quite so. Fun fact here is if Patrick plays out a City of Brass for any reason, all of a sudden Matt has black mana for those cards in his hand.
Yeah.
Because of Filwar Stone.
Right.
Yeah, gets rid of the disc, which is a good.
Oh, and okay.
There's the opposing Mind Twist.
There is a somewhat of a lethal Mind Twist here. I think going for the
talk
full
about,
hand.
Talk about lethal X spell. Yeah, that's brutal. And yeah, with Sarah Angel being able to play both defense and offense, it's gonna be hard here. But then again, just 2 bolts and it's over. So
right. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe.
So let's see here. He pays 4 mana. Did he untap? Yeah, he untap 1 mana bolt.
Hey, yeah, Patrick might not even be interested in playing the Surrender Ifrit in his hand. It's it's just too risky maybe at this point.
If he does, then maybe 1 lightning bolt is enough to finish it off.
Yeah.
Thank you, mana drain for 6. Yeah. Mana draining into a Brain Geyser for the perfect amount. Draw the plains. Play the Sarah Angel. Love it.
It's just super beautiful magic. Again, as you guys know, in this specific format, only cards from the from Alpha Beta Unlimited are legal, and that's also true for the basic lands. So all the basics you see are from Alpha Beta or Unlimited.
Yep.
They're uncommonly rare these days. Can't get them anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Sarah Angel chipping away. Factory hits the battlefield for the lethal next turn. But let's see what the disc has to say about that.
Right. It's kind of like an interesting spot, right, for mats, because like when do you actually use the disc? Like ideally you want to like use the disc when the malicious factory is also activated, but like as Patrick might just start attacking with Angel only, maybe.
Yeah, I would do that for sure, to bait out the activation and then try and finish the job with the factory. More red mana is not exactly what you wanted, so I'm pretty... Oh, the black cards were gone anyway from the Mind Twist, but...
Right.
So let's see what happens here, because disc says creatures, artifacts, enchantments, I think. Yeah, so there we see like the...
I like that a lot. I actually like that a lot.
Even killing all Mox and Mana Vault here, which is obviously and a huge advantage for Patrick, because he has a couple of factories waiting.
Right.
Yeah, and even one shatter is not going to cut it.
Yeah. Like, both players sitting on Library of Alexandria, but again, like, card not looking fantastic in this matchup. It's as both players are pretty low on resources.
Oh, yeah.
And Patrick also, like, pretty well equipped against any future threats. A mat stack, basically, like double Swords of Plowshares, I believe, is...
I also saw a counter spell over there, so...
Oh, man.
Quick sneeze here. I have to...
That's you.
I have some allergy that comes and goes. It's super annoying, so when it hasn't been there for like a few days, then I just underestimate it. I'll take a pill for tomorrow.
Oh, you mean like the infamous Zolotarix allergy?
Okay. That could be it. Even though it's been more than a few days since I saw you last time.
Man, dude, I'm a plague man. Okay. Okay, so we do see the surrender.
Yeah, because now the 1 damage is not going to put Patrick down to 3. That's the whole... The game is going to be over before. So now 1 Lightning Bolt is not lethal. So that's why it's safe to play now.
Right. And I believe I already do see a City in a Bottle in Matt's hand.
Wow.
So now this card we've already seen early in the game. Okay, as Matt scoops it up. But it is an interesting artifact.
It makes sense, right? If you don't play any...
It's pretty good against Surrender Befried.
Yeah. City of Brass. Even just if you Stone Rain a City of Brass with 2 mana, it's serviceable.
That's okay. And making sure that, like the follow-ups are not playable.
So blue-white taking game 1 in, I want to say, convincing fashion, despite getting 2 Savannah Lines and 1 Disenchant, traded for 1 card of the Triskelion on the other side of the table.
Right.
That's pretty fascinating. We also saw a game earlier where 1 player was sold Ancestral Recall, Mind Twist, and the game was still super close.
Yeah.
So with the dynamic of the format, it's not just over because of card advantage.
Right. And I think, as you can see in Patrick's sideboarding, I think Savannah Lines is probably among the worst cards in this matchup. As we saw the Triskelion, just like easily shooting down like 2 copies in the same game. There are also like Lightning Bolts and other like cheap removal spells in Mad Stack. So like Savannah Line just probably not even able to get a single hit in.
Right. Did you see some of the white cards he had in the sideboard? Moat, Wrath of God, I think was there. And then Divine Offering, which is just a good card.
Yeah, I do like Moat against Mad Stack.
So no Ball Lightning, no Triskelion attacks.
Right.
And since he brings out the Savannah Lines, the only drawback is like factories.
Yeah.
So those can't attack.
Yeah, but maybe
You still have Sarah Angel in the freeze to finish the job. Yeah, Moat seems awesome. What would the green deck we saw earlier do against Moat? They have the Sprite.
They have 4 sprites, and that's it. I don't even... Is there even, like... I don't think there's green enchantment removal. I mean, there's always Chaos Orb, obviously.
Yeah, there is, like, Tranquility, but I don't know if it sees play.
Oh, it's like destroy all...
Yeah. But I don't know if it sees play.
Can't destroy target enchantment. It has to be, like, all the enchantments. Yeah. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Divine Offering looking real juicy. Patrick might even wanna, like... warp his deck to like a blue-white control deck post sideboard, just making sure that Matt doesn't do any like early damage with Ball Lightnings, just making sure that the game goes to a longer game where he gets the advantage with like Brain Geyser and like Sarah Angels.
So I think I keep coming back to it, but it reminds me so much of Legacy. The whole Savannah Lions is your Delver, but if you want to go bigger in some matchups, you can trim it in sideboarding.
Right.
Like back when like Team America, Hans Jacob, a common friend of ours, used to be a master of this plan, so he would have like Jace the Mind Sculptor and stuff like that in his sideboard and transform
into like a mid-range control
yeah.
deck, right?
Yeah. So that's the same as this one. Now you go with the Wrath of God and Moat instead of like your cheap threat, and then you just know that okay, I'm going to be favored if this game goes long. So how close is Hilly Station? How close to Hilly Station is the place? 5-minute walk. Yes, exactly 5-minute walk. It's just so easy to get here with public transportation. Patrick is a long time the deck player, and it looks like he indeed transitioned into the deck. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The deck is just like this control deck with very good late game, very high card quality. So once you trim the lions, I can definitely see the resemblance. But yeah, definitely awesome playmat. You have Liber of Alexandria's Shivan Dragon, and what's the...
I also do see like a Serenity Befried, I think.
Okay.
What else?
Black Lotus down
there's
there?
like a teeny tiny Black Lotus, on the bottom.
Yeah. What do you think it is under the dice? Blood Moon?
It could be, yeah. I won't be surprised. It kind of goes well with Shivan Dragon because, it turns all your things into mountains, and so you can finally pump the dragon.
Mode in hand, nice.
Curious if you're gonna see a Shivan Dragon today, as it is, I think, one of the most expensive cards also in Alpha and Beta.
Yeah. Does he have a worse matchup after sideboard? To be honest, I wouldn't know. I just like the transformational plan, trying to mitigate the effectiveness of Triskelion, trying to use Modus means to buy time, and then hopefully superior card quality, which is like when you play blue, that's just the name of the game. Brain Geyser and such a recall, etc. So that'll like take over. So I like the philosophy, but I don't know if it works. It's just I'm in. I buy it.
Yeah. Also, man, talking about Triskelion again, but I think isn't Triskelion just absolute phenomenal against mono green?
Should be.
Right.
It's like
right.
Yeah. That must be very good.
It's like so, straight up plague wings.
So now the news is in. It's not Shivan Dragon. It's a Crow Worm, and I can actually see it. I can see it.
Oh yeah.
I remember that artwork with the old one.
Right, it's a Crow Worm.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, control magic. That's also legal. So that's like actually for me, like from a competitive standpoint of playing like Cube and older formats. Control magic. That's a card.
That's a good card. Yeah, that's so powerful. Unrestricted, by the way. You can play as many copies as you want.
But yeah, Disenchant is played a lot.
Yeah.
Not Pyroblast. I'm Legacy.
Dude, yeah,
it's Red Elemental Blast is played a lot.
That's the one.
Yeah. So.
And what we are seeing here from Patrick is almost this is like vintage level basically.
Yeah,
if you go like turn 1 DT, and I bet my ass it's probably an ancestral recall here.
Yeah, this is gonna be a draw 3. Yeah, this is beautiful.
This is great. This is great. I'm here for it. Yes, there it is. Ancestral Recall, probably best cantrip ever printed. I don't even know if I'm allowed to call this a cantrip.
I don't think you are. I think the definition of cantrip is like just replacing yourself.
Oh, it does it, yeah.
So this does more than replace itself, to be fair. But yeah, very, very
beautiful.
strong card. So, and with the Moxes, you can power out your plan. You don't have to discard. Everything's good here. But we've had some games today where massive card advantage didn't necessarily translate into easy wins.
Right? No, not at all. Like, again, this is where like the pure card advantage sometimes gets outclassed by a huge board presence, right? Like if you have so much behind, it almost doesn't matter how many cards you have. You just simply don't have the time to cast all your cards anyway. So.
Okay, so it makes sense. So they have a team called like a worm. So that's why the Crawl Worm is there. You see the text in the bottom of the
like a worm. Oh man.
So yeah, that makes sense.
I do like the font, by the way.
Rook Egg.
Okay.
I think I remember that card.
Yeah, Rook Egg being like one of the I don't want to say like sleepers, but it is a somewhat potent card. It's a 4-mana 0/3.
I thought it was 3 mana. So maybe
I'm pretty sure it's a 4-mana 0/3. Creature, which doesn't sound really that exciting, but if it dies at the end of the turn, I believe,
is it 4/4 flyer?
You get a 4/4 flying token.
Yeah. So how would you kill it?
I mean, you can like, you can either like bold it if you want to.
Yeah.
But there are also like a couple of ways to like sacrifice your own permanence, right?
Right.
Such as Ashnod's Altar, for example, or like Diamond Valley. That's like a land from Arabian Nights, I believe, where you sacrifice a creature and then you get life equal to the toughness.
Right.
So you gain 3 life, and then on top of that you get a
that
4/4
works.
flyer.
So Felwastone hits the table, and Black Lotus Moat was the play the turn before, and with a play like that, it just holding up the blue mana. I would be guessing counterspell, but as we can see now, it's not the case.
Not the case.
So how many Serra Angels do you think this deck runs?
Oh man, could even like it.
Could be 1, could be 4.
It could be. I don't think it's 1, but because we saw 2 copies in the main deck, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 3 or 4 copies. Like the card's so good,
Yeah.
even in multiples,
So
and
there's the Rugic, and it is indeed a 4-drop. So you got it.
You know what's so funny about this is like Patrick brought in this mode, for this matchup, and then like the first creature Matt plays is like literally a flying creature, It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
he has to do some work, but we're gonna get there.
And Maze of Ith is something that will prolong the game eventually. Makes it so that Patrick needs to like establish a lot of board presence to even get in for any damage, I guess.
Yeah. And this is exactly what we talked about in like during the sideboardings, where like Patrick, you try to be like the aggressive of Savannah Lions in game 1, but this game around, like it's completely the opposite, right?
Yep.
Like Patrick's trying to be like as control-ish and slow as possible,
For sure.
and Matt's probably trying to like establish something here so that the game doesn't go to the state where like Patrick finds the lethal Brain Geyser.
Definitely, I would definitely favor the blue deck in any like draw go game. But let's see. I'm also very curious how Matt has planned to get rid of the egg, because right now they don't do anything.
They don't do anything.
And
Chat mentioned it's very cool with the Minerals disc. That's absolutely right. Like we saw that card in game 1.
And it's good with City in a Bottle. That's beautiful.
It's actually kind of funny.
That's beautiful.
That's actually kind of funny.
That's the most beautiful thing I've learned today.
That's like the biggest meme in old school. Just
and then just not caring about your opponent's moat in the process.
Right.
And you're definitely right. If he casts Swords of Plowshare, there's no token because it's has to like hit the graveyard. I don't know what did it. If it dies, no, that's like the new wording. What would it say like on the card?
What do you mean, like the Rook egg?
Yeah. So
when it's placed on in the graveyard, I
probably.
believe. It's old wording is a little strange, but
yeah, definitely. I thought I would never like use the word exile. I would always say remove from the game, but now I said exile.
Right.
And when the shards came, like Sultai and Jeskai, I'm never gonna say that. I'm gonna go for Bug forever. But no, and the same with Vintage. I didn't want to call it Vintage. I would call it Type 1 until I'm 80 years old. But yeah, I failed at all of those.
Nice, dude. Yeah.
So a little bit of damage here. Wonder.
There is indeed the Sit in the Bottle. So now,
that's why I tapped the Shade of Brass, because if it resolves, it's dead.
Right, it's there. Yeah. So Patrick does only have a single card from the expansion Arabian Nights. So Matt's technically taking more damage here, but again, like he gets 2. Oh wow! Look at those sweet tokens. Like he gets
awesome.
2 tokens out of the deal, and these are like that's nothing embarrassing. These are literally like 4/4 flyers.
Yeah.
Pretty like as big as Serra Angels.
So the funny thing is here, Patrick had a counterspell, but
Didn't use it.
didn't use it, which could have something to do with the card balance in his hand.
Right. Yeah.
Who knows?
Just confirming what the card does. Yeah. Confirming the life totals. Everything's
So now,
set.
unless that card is destroyed, no Jins this game.
No Jins. No
Or
Jins.
Freets, I guess.
No Library of Alexandrias.
And no more Rogex, actually.
No more Rugag, actually. Yeah, they can't actually can't be played.
So, why did Blue-White not counter that? Maybe they feel like they can... The problem with balance, which was my first inclination that was like their answer, is that they're going to lose some lands in the process. They also have a bigger hand, so in the end, using a counterspell would have been cool.
Yeah, I mean, both players are kind of quote unquote lucky to have a couple of like mocks and I sometimes call it plastic mana, to have on the field. You know, like the kind of because balance again, it doesn't count the artifacts play. It's only lands, creatures, and hand cards. So, but there is the balance indeed. So again, like mode, if there is a game 3, Patrick might even consider like taking out the mode because. Mode's just not really...
Yeah, now he's seen that Mats actually has pretty good counterplay for it.
Right.
So I'm curious about tapping the Mishra's Factory here, but I guess he knows the red deck can't remove Mode anyway, so maybe it doesn't need a blocker like in any scenario, so maybe it's fine. And how did it die?
He sacrificed it to the balance. Yeah,
that makes sense because with Mode in play, it's just a colorless mana source.
I don't think Matt has many ways to remove an enchantment. You know, he's a black and red. You know,
that makes sense. Not many black and red cards do that. Demonic Tutor, great card. And yeah, so now.
Okay, getting a little too risky here.
Yeah, so in old school, I'm trying to think about ways to punish.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, this is great. This is great.
That is great. That was almost like nicest bait ever.
Yeah, that was the 1-2 punch.
I like that a lot.
But to be fair, Patrick is gonna act first with a fresh grip because Matt's just tapped out.
Yep.
And traditionally in the formats I've been playing, it can be kind of a huge advantage to get to act first with a full grip. That's why people stop playing Wheel of Fortune and Time Twister in Vintage, I think, because it was simply too tough to pass the turn after it.
Right. Okay.
Playing a Mountain out and passing could represent Red Elemental Blast.
There is indeed a Red Blast in Matt's hand.
Yeah, I see it now, the white bordered one. Let's see what's going on here. 4 mana.
There's a Jane Tome.
Yeah.
Now, this is the best probably game state for Patrick to play something like this. You know, there's absolutely no pressure on either side of the field. There's a mode to kind of secure everything. I think Patrick also has a Swords of Plowshares already in his hand. You know, to basically just
definitely he's ready if
slow down Mets as much as possible, right? And then the Gem de Tome, some people say that Gem de Tome is the first Planeswalker ever printed, you know.
Okay.
Some people say it's the Jace the Mind Sculptor of old school.
That's funny. Disc, which is an answer, and then now I realize some message in the chat, that is an answer to Moat.
Oh, that is indeed an answer to Moat, yeah. It is also a super nice answer to the Gem de Tome itself.
Yeah, so at this point, you're losing out on your City in a Bottle, a couple of stones. Maybe that's acceptable, but you also get 3 Moxen on the other side of the table.
Yeah, Patrick might want to even activate the book immediately now to go look for
Try and find a disenchant.
The disenchant, yeah.
And he also boarded in 3 Divine Offering, so many answers.
Yeah. That Nevinyrral's Disc, you know, just a big threat.
I remember when I started playing Vintage, I played it in Landstill, which also played Chain of Vapor, so you can activate, then bounce it, get it back to your hand, then the effect comes and you have it for later.
That's sick.
It actually works. Okay.
Okay, instead we are going for...
Yeah, this
I like
perfect.
that. So you know what this is? I think this is a brain geyser looking for a disenchant.
I agree.
Right?
Or Divine Offering.
Oh, and there is the... Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And there is the Red Blast we were talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier, trading your Red Blast for a Mahamodi was awesome. Yeah. This is just as awesome. Just trading for a huge brain geyser.
This is great. Patrick didn't have the chance to activate his book not even a single time.
Yeah. So do you like blowing up the table now?
I would probably just go for it, yeah. float all the mana possible,
Yeah.
blow up everything, and then hope to resolve something like a Triskelion after or
Yeah,
something.
it looks like he'll resolve Triskelion here, and he should be pretty certain that if Patrick had a way to kill the disc, he would have done it. So 1 mana floating, as you alluded to.
Okay.
Floating the mana there also makes sense. It's free. We don't play with
Right.
the mana burn around here.
Yeah.
1 mana floating. So let's see if. Yeah, I guess it's just Triskelion time.
Right. I hope Matt goes to his second main. It's a small thing, but like Patrick still has, I think, white mana in his mana pool and Soul to Plowshares ready. So
Yeah. So what you want to do here is like go to the attack step.
Right.
Make Patrick lose the mana, and then get in for damage, which is what I assume is happening.
right.
So
Okay.
he loses out on the floating mana. No, well, he didn't because he developed another stone.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a way to like clear the mana pool, then reanimate. Otherwise, he would have lost one of his creatures. So, just a cool technical play here by Mats.
I like that a lot. And Patrick, a little out of gas to be honest. Like he has a Chaos Orb, I believe. Yeah, and he has a lot of removal.
Can
but,
Chaos Orb
dude,
take lands out as well?
anything you want.
Anything you want?
Anything you want on the battlefield. Yeah. Any
How much is
lands.
it to activate? 1 or 2?
It's a one man activation.
Yeah.
One colorless. Yes.
Yeah, that's how I remember the card. Like Vindicate, like 3 mana. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Unless your name is Andrea Mangucci and you.
It's like a 3 mana discard a card, basically. It's like
Three-
literally a card disadvantage.
Yeah, 3 mana make strange noises. Anything except Rook tokens. Okay. Yeah. Let's see.
Okay. Casting the Triskelion knowing that there is...
Non-token permanents. Okay, that's actually a good thing to know.
There you go. Okay.
Oh, only cards. So yeah, non-tokens. Okay.
Yeah. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like earlier in the days, like anything could have like represented a token. I think like
Okay.
didn't even have to be like a card-sized thing. You know, maybe you could use something else. You know, like
Yeah, that makes sense. Like,
Right.
yeah. So, Triskelion got plowed, but shot for 3 damage on the way out.
yeah, that's almost a 2-for-1. You know.
So sometimes you say like when a card is a bad version of a card, you would go like poor man's walking ballista, but this is
Yeah.
actually rich man's walking
This is
ballista. Yeah.
Oh man. This is a really interesting game.
It really
Like,
is.
Yeah, this is
It really is. Just the whole dynamic with
Like-
the creature lands, and
Yeah.
now it's kind of a standoff with
it's
the
a little
factories.
stale, yeah. A lot of draw spells have been cast this game. The Brain Geyser counted, but you know we saw Ancestral Recall. We also did see a Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, now I feel like Mats is totally out of gas, and just 2 turns ago I felt like he was super favored.
Right.
It's these games are very back and forth because we
Yeah.
usually, when you resolve Ancestral Recall, he resolved Ancestral Recall, Black Lotus Moat, you would think the game's over.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, yeah, I feel like these games have just been very back and forth today.
Okay.
I don't know if it's typical for the format. I think it's a huge strength that it can like tip the scales back and forth.
Totally. So Matt does have a Library of Alexandria. So now, if I was Matt, I would probably just chill for the next 3 turns. Just don't do anything and let
Right.
that library do its work. You know.
So
because
when did he find the library? Just now, or
I think the last turn. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't cast a single spell for the next 3 turns.
yeah,
and
that's
just-
actually
right. Because Patrick's also not doing much. You know, he has all the answers, but
yeah.
none of the answers, deal with the library. Right.
So
You gotta be a little patient.
what I would do here in Patrick's situation is to really try and okay, so the game is going away from library here. I really like the draw go situation once you have the library. I don't like this, like breaking off your own library. I think Patrick is relieved right now.
Might be, yeah. Like anything Matt plays, basically, you know, just delays the turn where library gets online, right? And by the way, next to the library, we do see indeed the Diamond Valley. So now that's the land we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It doesn't produce any any mana, like Maze of Ith, but you can tap it and sacrifice one of your creatures, and then you gain life equal to the toughness.
Okay.
Real nice combination with Rook Egg. And boom, there we go. You know, gonna sacrifice it instead.
Yeah.
Which I think is really smart because Divine Offering does say, you know, you gain life equal to the mana cost, and you know, if it fizzles, then well, there's no life gain.
Right. So this turn was curious. If you notice, Mats had a Red Elemental Blast in hand, so he was hoping for a counter war, but instead it just got like disenchanted.
Right.
So now it looks like kind of silly. Did he just play out a land now?
I don't.
I
think
feel like
so.
he played out that mountain,
Yeah. But Matt.
He's trying to work up to 7.
Yeah, I think Matt's not really.
Read a book at the library,
Yeah.
man. No, don't play cards.
Yeah, Matt's not really that interested in Library of Alexandria, it seems. At least this game.
Yeah.
Patrick, on the other hand, like he does have his own Library of Alexandria in his hand.
Okay.
Not even willing to play it, you know, just in case if there's like a
I like
a
that,
Chaos
actually.
Orb or something, you know.
So counterspell or bust, and he has the red blast to back it up. This is awesome.
This could completely backfire.
This is awesome.
Oh,
baby.
wow.
So now he needs to fire off like a super poor disenchant just on the way out. This is a beautiful mind twist.
Yeah.
Very game breaking. So what's he?
Okay, well that was a successful flip on the Library of Alexandria. A little funny though because Matt, all his plays, they were like not looking as if he was like ready to, you know, just like draw cards of library.
Yeah. Yeah, that we just got a message in the chat which is relevant. Orb can deal with the library unless you're Menguchi, which is both funny and true. So yeah, but ideally you don't want to kill the library. So if you're in Matt's seat, forcing your opponent to spend a Chaos Orb on the library is also good value.
Oh, totally, yep. You know.
Whenever the deck player gets mind twisted, an angel gets its wings.
That.
I can see why, you know, being like the boogeyman of the format, just like the most expensive deck, the most powerful cards just stacked on top of each other. It's the same in other formats, like the more expensive decks are more hated. Yeah, Patrick with the casual sip of his beautiful Danish beer. It's awesome.
Got nothing else to do, you know.
Yeah, that mind twist was very brutal. He does have 2 factories, and factories are better on defense than offense.
They are.
They can either turn one of them to a 4/4 or 2 3/3s. Either way, it has the attacking 2 factories covered.
So I'm trying to see what Matt has. I think he has a Sin in a Bottle and also like a red spell. It might be a Lightning Bolt or something along those lines.
So I'm thinking this deck must have like Fireball, Disintegrate, stuff like that.
Oh, like all the X spells? Yes. Yeah. I definitely do.
Because with the Mana Vault, you need like more cards than just Triskill.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is the Lightning Bolt.
Lightning
and
Bolt.
we do see another
So
disc.
the Dome, disc, and was it City in a Bottle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So both players nearly empty-handed.
I feel like the game just switched around again. After the mind twist, I was like, okay, the red player's winning.
Dude, this is insane.
But okay, Suchi's good, but Suchi still just trades with 1 factory.
Pretty much.
I think the safest way to do it is block with 1 and double pump it. If you block with 2, you're soft to Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
And can lose both.
Right, yeah, double blocking a little tricky.
Yeah, Suchi getting in there, I like it, because if the factories start disappearing, then the other factories can
go through it, and
so
kind of like Suchi doing like the work for the Mishra's factories almost.
Yeah, clearing the way.
I like that. Also somewhat beautiful that we see almost all the 4 seasons on the battlefield. I think winter is missing. At this point, but,
that's a good catch.
Yeah.
So I like this. Just Patrick has just shown very high technical play here.
Right.
He doesn't go for he goes for the single block, which is less risky. Yeah,
and
beautiful.
then double pump.
Yep.
You know, if you want to bolt it.
Yeah, then it's gonna. But at least then you're not gonna lose the other one.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So this is actually still decent situation. So now what Match can do is just send one factory and trade the two factories, 3-3 for a 3-3.
Yep.
And then the coast is clear for the second factory.
For the last remaining.
But I mean,
for the last remaining one, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is what we're gonna see. Block.
Yeah, like a typical block. And again, like this all doesn't use this, like no spells have been cast. So like Patrick sitting on two counters, like counter spell and the mana drain, just can't really interact with this board. But I believe we do see another book. Oh my goodness,
this is awesome.
This is
so
this
let's
is
see if I understand
backbreaking.
this correctly. The Diamond Valley, since we don't use damage on the stack, you can't both like kill your opponent's creatures in combat and gain your life. So I actually don't think that Match missed any life points, right? Without damage on the stack,
I think so.
he needs to like let the damage go through. Like when two factories,
Right.
then you can't both get the life and kill his factory. Then pump. He can attack with both and Maze with the blocked one. See, this is high level magic. The good old Knight of the Reliquary.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think both players are almost kind of like forgetting about those two Maze of Ifs. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can do some serious damage here.
That's awesome because then yes, you can send the two and untap the one that is blocked, so kind of remove it from combat. But the way this worked out is also perfectly fine because you cleared the board of one factory each place, and now this guy has free roam. So I mean, when losing the Suchi, could have sacked it. Yeah, but the thing is, the factory was a 4/4, so if you sack it, you don't kill the opposing factory. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Here's a juicy mana drain on Triskelion.
Another.
Oh my god! Oh my god! This
This is perfect. Down to 3 life.
What a counter war! What a counter war!
Yeah,
man.
That's perfect. But I would just assume that this Ball Lightning deck has multiple ways to end the game now with the opponent at 3.
I gotta say, like all rep blasts have been so
Yeah.
powerful this game.
Yeah.
Like countering the Brain Geyser earlier.
Yeah,
No.
that card seems insane.
Right.
Very, very good in this format, for obvious reasons. If blue is good, then red blast is good, or necessary maybe even. Yeah,
This is a crazy game.
it is
ladies
a
and gentlemen.
really,
Yeah.
really good showcase of the format, I think. So I did enjoy like mono green beating up on old rich guys, but I also appreciate this like turn 12 grind here. Yeah, so getting in there with the factory, drawing to see if there's...
more cards drawn, but if Patrick is on 1 life, this could be.
Oh, what
Could
is
be
it?
quite interesting.
What
okay,
is it?
well there is a
That's
this.
not a card that kills the opponent.
Like Patrick is sitting on only 5 lands technically, right? Like all those City of Brass
How did you-
basically dead.
So what I was thinking there, you have to activate the book to leave up 1 non-City of Brass mana.
Right.
I think I would have gone for the plains in case I draw into a plow.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Unless
that.
you have like a blue blast in hand, then he made the right play, right?
Yeah.
He has a blue blast. Okay.
There is indeed
So
a blue
Patrick's the
blast.
master, and I'm just like the
Dude.
learning apprentice here. So that's good to be reminded of.
Yeah.
But this looks like a desperation.
That Mish's Factory, man, doing so much work.
So
Doing so much work.
this body language signals
Is
I
that-
need to draw something right now.
Is that it? Is it? Oh my goodness! It looks like like it. The Mish's Factory is gonna seal the deal here for Matt Furby. Congratulations! That was a phenomenal game.
Is this on to game 3?
I-
Who won game 1?
Ah.
I'm pretty sure the Sarah Angel did. Didn't it?
I gotta be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
I-
remember.
But I didn't see a handshake, did I?
Oh no, I didn't. Yeah. So maybe this was game. Oh no, it is 1-1. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
okay, we're
yeah.
gonna see more action in game number
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, this is perfect. That was the best decision ever to put these guys in the feature match here. Right? They're really showcasing this format.
And let's see, like maybe Patrick does wanna change plans again, because again like
Oh yeah, I'm actually curious about that. Like
the mode didn't really look that good, Was
the mode didn't look good. It looked like the other player was prepared for it. But now, what about the mind games? So you also know this. Sometimes the threat of a card can be almost as effective as the actual card.
Right.
So if you bring out your moat, maybe you, for free, made your opponent like alter their deck, and that's good.
Right.
I'm thinking about Daze here specifically. The threat of Daze is so strong.
It is.
Could be
it
the
is.
same, like the threat of moat.
It is.
Or I'm very curious to see. And if we don't get to see it, then I'm going to ask afterwards, because I think it just shows this format has a lot of depth. Even though, sure, like small card pool on the surface, somewhat simple strategies, but all of these sideboarding mind games, I mean, it exists in all Magic formats. That's awesome.
Really, I think we kind of underestimated the Minerals disc. I think like they've done so much work, like destroying books, destroying the moats, mana rocks, Serra Angels. Like it's just like a really decent.
It is, but it's
button.
also like two-sided. So you kill all your own stuff. You have to you have to. And also, this deck doesn't look like a control deck necessarily, but I guess it can morph into it depending on how the game progresses. Mode is actually pretty strong. Match got lucky he didn't have an answer. Got lucky he didn't have an answer. But he did. He had the disc. Oh, for disc. I see what you're saying. Yeah, with so many disenchants, with so many divine offerings, the chance of untapping with Niverneral's disc isn't that great. So I definitely agree with that. If Patrick has a disenchanter offering, the game could be just over because Matt needed the disc to get there. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. Just look at the tournament area, and we have it's sealed off, and we have security guards walking around. I think it's a safe way to bring your beautiful cards without having to worry. I think that's quite important when you have so valuable decks.
But also at the same time, we are I think in one of the safest countries ever.
Yeah.
Which is I think Sweden is one of the safest countries ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Really don't feel very intimidated by the people here.
That's
which is a good sign,
That's good to hear coming from a foreigner. For me, it's 30 minutes from home. It's just across the bridge, so Copenhagen, Malmo is kind of the same thing. But when you're traveling with hundreds of thousands of dollars, then it's kind of important that there's a little bit of precautions in place.
Yeah. Yep.
So what's going on here? Maybe it's they don't have time. Because
is that the case?
Maybe. So now.
Oh, this might even be the last table. Oh wow, this might be a orb flipping contest if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because draws are 0 points in this format, so we have to find a way to. And this is actually not defining it deciding it by chance. This is actually skill, which is funny. That's some orb flipping action. So this is actually kind of cool. We get to catch it on camera, but this time we won't have a huge crowd around. Around the table, in the first round.
Right.
They were so loud down there. It was pretty awesome. First, who miss, lose. Okay. So now they're rolling for who goes first, I guess. And it's bad to go first because then you can be the first one to miss.
Oh man, that's almost like a sport, a sports
it
game now.
really is. But Patrick looked like a champion when he did it in the game as well.
Damn.
It's
a little hard to catch on camera, right? You can't really tell what?
Judge! Even the players went Judge.
Can we have a judge, please?
This is just...
it
got accepted. This is just... All the big boys. It's a gentleman's sport. It got accepted as a...
Yeah.
So look at the two different techniques. I can get behind Patrick's technique. But what about that one? That looks like he's doing the backflip like he's an Olympic swimmer.
So the Chaos Orb does have to make a full flip, and man, what a game! That's crazy. Congratulations,
awesome.
Congratulations, guys! This is a good game.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
So absurd with me coming from professional Magic background and seeing a match decided by who practiced the most. Honey, come to bed. No, I can't. I'm practicing my flips.
My Magic skills, my Magic the Gathering skills. Just flipping.
Oh yeah, I'm practicing
flipping cards.
But who are you playing against? I'm just practicing my I was about to call it mana crypt flips.
Oh man.
your Chaos Orb flips.
Dude,
That was so awesome.
yeah,
man.
gone wild. Yeah. I think that second game just it just took forever.
Yeah, so I agree about this soccer like parallel going out on penalties. It's like the game is a draw up and then it has to be like a penalty shootout. It's the same
Right.
thing. At that point, it's like a 50-50.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, finger technique one. That's